Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on Liz the One TV. I'm your girl Liz the One. I just got off of work and it is a shitstorm of news coming in, so I'm going to try to break this down story by story. I might have to do like 3 or 4 videos, but let's start with this one. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on the way in. Wendy Williams. Now she is the daytime gossip talk show host, and she admitted to living in a sober house. But everybody was wondering why, because she's been freaking out, passing out on TV. We knew she used cocaine and stuff like that in the past, and I have to say alleged with I don't have to say alleged with that because she admitted to it and she said it herself. But we got to give credit where credit is due. Tasha K, you may not like her, how she's doing things, but she's getting the story, and after she got the story and broke the news, these major news outlets are breaking the story. So I'm not talking about what's happened in the past, but as of like play-by-play sort of is what she's getting. So basically, Wendy Williams' husband, Kevin Hunter, he gave, his mistress, the sad bitch, she gave birth to a baby. Now, if you go on Tasha K's channel, I go on there from time to time. I'm not subscribed or anything like that, but what's piqued my interest as of late is how the hell she's getting all these interviews. But that's what we do. We kind of want to build our platform. I'm not exactly sure I would go about it in that way because that's not my style, but it's her style and it's working for her, so I can't say anything bad about it. But anyway, if you go on her channel, on Unwind with Tasha K, she basically called up to the hospital and confirmed. They gave the information, the room number, and where the mistress was. And she talked to the mistress, and she found out that she was in the maternity ward, because that's the unit that she called, and the story broke. And Wendy Williams on her show, after she came back, had said something to the effect of, until you see this ring not on my finger, my marriage is still intact. Well, she was spotted earlier without her ring intact. So people are wondering if she's just finally waking up. I think she should have been woke up. I got to look into it. I think the homewrecker law applies in New York. I think she just needs to go ahead and divorce this man because, technically it's what she would say to everyone else. A lot of women do stay through situations like this. I'm not one of them, but, if it's doing this to your health, because for a while she was looking like a skeleton. She was looking pretty bad. She's not a bad looking woman, but she was looking pretty bad a little bit ago, like she was a heavy drug addict. And if it's doing this to your health, you just need to leave this man alone. I get it. You got a long time with him, and separation anxiety. I've gone through a really bad breakup, being with somebody for years, and the separation anxiety, and it takes a minute to get over, but the sooner the better. And protect yourself at all times. I'm not sure. I'm going to do a little research, and I think New York has homewrecker laws. So she may be able to sue the woman, because the woman, she's very bold. These sad bitches, these hoes are pretty bold these days. Like you see Summer Bunny with sleeping with Offset and stuff like that. They're bold. They don't care if you're married or not. They don't give a shit about your marriage. But then again, your husband don't give a shit about your marriage either. So, I don't know when this kind of became glorified, being the side woman and being the hoe, and but it never ends well. It just, most of the time, I want to say about 99% of the time, it does not end well. And maybe I'll do a separate video on that too, to look up to see how many of these men actually marry their mistresses. Now, she might be one of the few, but it is very rare, and they wind up getting a divorce very fast. So I don't know what it is about these women, especially this woman who was... the Daily Mail's got pictures of her snapping pictures of herself on the beach with this man, and he's smiling and laughing in the background, just blatantly disrespecting his wife. But what I don't get with him is, if you didn't want to be with her, just file for a divorce, you know? Why the embarrassment? Now, I get it's Wendy Williams, so most people really don't care, but it's still kind of shitty, you know? You've been with this woman for all these years. She's the mother of your son. Why do it? You know, just file for divorce. You guys, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a friendly divorce, but wouldn't you rather just go through like a 6-month to a year divorce than to sit up here and be like this? Because it's being reported that he's allegedly been with this woman for about 10 years. And I don't know about you all, but I just don't have the patience. Why would you want to be somebody's number 2 for 10 years? Y'all can sit up here and claim it's money, but it ain't all that much money in the world to sit up here and degrade yourself like this. It's just pathetic, really. But congratulations to her and the baby. Unfortunately, I don't think that this is the first time he's cheated on Wendy. I know that he has another kid somewhere, or allegedly has another kid. So this is nothing new with him. He does this. And from what I'm getting is she may have had an abortion or 2. According to Tasha K, it's about 6 or 7 of them. According to other sources, it's maybe an abortion, maybe about 1 or 2. I want to say maybe about 1 or 2 of them, because she's been with him so long. But she got pregnant again, or he got her pregnant, because she didn't do it by herself. So let me just not put all the blame on her, because she's not in this alone, because he was part of it. She got pregnant again, and she gave birth to the baby, and that would explain Wendy Williams' behavior. And then the hairline fracture that she had in her shoulder. From what we're getting, it was because they got into a scuffle about his pregnant mistress. And I think that she was still in denial about it. And she started drinking and doing popping pain pills really heavily. And this is the result. I mean, I know that for any woman stuck out there in this situation, this is a really shitty situation. And you really can't say what you would or would not do until you're in it, I guess. But my thing is this: you have to learn how to love yourself more than you love the other person. Okay, it might be painful to separate for a minute, but you really got to learn how to love yourself, because that's really the only way you get out of a situation like this. And I think that Wendy Williams has really low self-esteem. But you know what I've noticed with Wendy Williams, and I work with people like this, and in nursing, like my coworkers and stuff like that, I've noticed that the ones with really crappy marriages, they come to work on power trips. But the people that are genuinely happy, they don't really have those attitudes. And I think it's because they don't have that much power over their own lives. So they sit up and they try to make everybody miserable, which would kind of possibly explain the content of her show. And why it's like that, and why she's so negative most of the time. Don't get me wrong, sometimes she gets it right, but then again, I had a busted clock once, and it was right twice a day. But I just think that because Wendy Williams has such low self-esteem, she's kind of like this. I mean, I wish her nothing but the best. Like, I would never wish something horribly bad on somebody, but I just, you know, she should keep the show because it's her show, but I think that you may not like what he's going to get, but the sooner you go take care of this, the better. Don't let it linger. Stop holding on to it. You know, it's really shitty. Don't worry. He's going to get his. Karma's a bitch, and don't forget an address. You know, all you can do is stay prayed up. Stay prayed up and take care of yourself. Like even with Cardi B, you know, you can't respond to everything. You don't see Beyonce out here responding to everything. Beyonce files lawsuits all the time, but she just moves in silence. You see what I'm saying? You know, to silence people. But you just got to learn how to love yourself, stay prayed up, and if you know what I'm saying? Count your blessings is what you do. And you're really sabotaging yourself by not moving when it's your time to move. Like with Cardi, she needs to learn how to be silent. Just hold your peace. Let the Lord fight that battle. But she can't do that. So this is why she's in the predicament she's in. But with Wendy Williams, you talk really tough on air, but you have to learn how to stand up for yourself in your personal life. And I know some women are raised to feel like, well, what about his feelings? What about him? He don't give a shit about you. He's got a kid out of through adultery, and he's cheated on you again. So this is his, allegedly has one before this one. So this will be his alleged second child from adultery. So, I mean, people can continue to watch Wendy Williams, and you definitely should, give her your support. But don't idolize anybody, because people, you think you're going through some shit. People are going through much worse. It's really shitty, but it is what it is. And this is what Wendy Williams does to everybody else. So I can't get mad at Tasha K for doing it to Wendy Williams, and I damn sure can't get mad at her for doing this to the Mistress. You sitting up here, you're comfortable wrecking somebody's marriage, and you're okay with it. Like, where do they do that at? And when did this become popular? Like, I gotta do some research on that shit too to figure out when hoes. It's probably from that Superhead book. That's what that shit was. When hoes just started coming up out of the woodwork, just thinking it's okay. Like it's the millennium of the hoe or some shit. See, they used to be skeezers back in the day. But now it's like a new area. Like, but skeezers used to be quiet, skeezers was before my time. My era, you got the thought era, but the skeezers used to be quiet, like back in your mom's time. The skeezers, they would hoe around, but they would be quiet. They wasn't really trying to mess people's marriages up, they just wanted a few extra bills paid. These damn thoughts, these bitches, they coming for the jugular, okay? Not only are they fucking up your pockets, they gonna extort you. They gonna put you on blast, and then they gonna come up off of that. They putting you all in papers and on vlogs, on the internet. So y'all be careful out here, because you never know who's recording. Anyway, that's really all I gotta say. Thanks for clicking on Liz the One TV. I'm your girl, Liz the One. Subscribe.